Welcome to all. I am Golda Albert, working as a tutor in Sri Balaji College of Nursing, Department of Fundamentals of Nursing. I am going to present infection control. It comes under microbiology. Let me see. Infection control prevents or stops the spread of infections in healthcare settings. The site includes an overview of how infection spreads, way to prevent the spread of infections, and more delayed recommendation by type of healthcare setting. Let me see the definition. The definition of infection is the process of bacteria or viruses invading the body or making someone ill or diseased. When you catch a cold, this is an example of an infection. The virus is an example of an infection. Infection may be local or generalized and spread throughout the body. Once the infectious agent enters the host, it begins to proliferate and reacts with the defense mechanisms of the body producing infection symptoms and signs. For an example, pain, swelling, redness, and functional disorders, rise in temperature, and then pulse rate and leukocytosis. Let me see the infection control. It's the discipline concerned with preventing nosocomial or healthcare associated infection. It is an essential part of the infrastructure of healthcare. Infection control addresses factors related to the spread of infections within the healthcare setting, including prevention and monitoring and investigation of demonstrated or suspected spread of infection within a particular healthcare setting, and then management. Let me see the objectives of infection control. To protect the patient and members of the hospital team. Hospital team means it may be doctor and then nurses and then health workers, maybe sweepers and then technicians, from contracting infections during hospital procedures. To reduce the number of pathogenic microorganisms in the dental operatory to the lowest possible level. To implement a high standard of infection control when treating every patient, it's universal precautions. Let me see the strategy to achieve infection control. First, all patients must be screened, and then second one, barriers for personal protection, and then third one, careful aseptic techniques, and then fourth one, sterilization and disinfection, and then final one, disposable of contaminated waste safety.
நபருடன் பேசிக் கொண்டுள்ளார். நீங்கள் காத்திருக்கலாம் அல்லது சிறிது நேரம் கழித்து பின்னர் அழைக்கலாம். आपने जिस व्यक्ति को कॉल किया है वो अभी दूसरे कॉल पर व्यस्त है. कृपया प्रतीक्षा करें या कुछ समय पश्चात प्रयास करें. The person you have called
Sterilization means the process that removes or kills or deactivates all forms of life. It's for an example, in particular referring to microorganisms such as fungi, viruses, and then bacteria, spores, and unicellular organisms such as plasmodium, and then etc. Let me see the importance of infection control. Prevents post-procedure infections, result in high quality and safe services, prevents infections in service providers and other staff, protects the community from infections that originate from healthcare facilities, prevents the spread of antibiotic resistant microorganisms, lowers the cost of healthcare services since prevention is cheaper than treatment. Let me see the hospital infection control program. The aim of the hospital infection control program is dissemination of information, surveillance activities, and then investigation and prevention and control of nosocomial infection in the hospitals. Nosocomial infections affects approximately 2 million patients annually in acute care facilities in our country, and their annual patient care costs several millions of rupees. Study shows that nearly one-third of nosocomial infections can be prevented by a well-organized infection control program, but only less than 10% are actually prevented. To be effective, the infection control program should include the following: organize surveillance and control activities, one infection control practitioner for every major health facility, and train hospital epidemiologists. The important components of the infection control program are basic measure for infection control. For an example, standard and additional precautions, education and training of healthcare workers. Healthcare workers means doctors and then nurses, healthcare workers, and then technicians. Protection of healthcare workers, for an example, immunization, identification of hazards and minimizing the risk. Routine practices essential to infection control, such as aseptic techniques. Uses of single-use devices, processing of instruments and then equipments, antibiotic usage, management of blood and blood fluid exposure, its serum, and handling and use of blood and blood products, and then surveillance, and then incident monitoring and outbreak investigation, infection control in specific situation, and then research and sound management of medical waste. Medical waste means it may be the tissues or blood waste and then organic waste. Organization of an infection control program. As with all other functions of a healthcare facility, the ultimate responsibility for prevention and control of infection rests with the health administrator. The hospital administrator or head of hospital should establish an infection control committee which appoint an infection control team. Provide adequate resources for effective functioning of the infection control program. In the majority of countries' infection control program, its ICP typically operates on two levels: an executive body, the infection control team, it means ICT, and an advisory body to the hospital management, the infection control committee, it means ICC, which adopts the legislative role of policy making. First one, Infection Control Committee. And then second one, Infection Control Team. And then third one, Infection Control Manual. Let me see one by one. Infection Control Committee. It is a multidisciplinary committee responsible for monitoring program policies, implementation, and recommend corrective action. It includes representatives from different concerned hospital departments and management. They meet bi-monthly. It establishes standard for patient care. It reviews and assesses IC reports and identifies areas of intervention. The hospital ICC is charged with the responsibility for the planning, evaluation of evidence-based practice and implementation, prioritization, and resource allocation of all matters relating to infection control. The ICC must have a reporting relationship directly to either administration or the medical staff to promote ICP visibility and effectiveness. The ICC should meet regularly, if maybe monthly, according to local need. And then team members to be authorized. Team should have authority to manage an effective control program. Team should have a direct reporting with senior administration. Infection control team members are responsible for day-to-day functions of IC and preparing the early work plan. They should be expert and creative in their job. The ICC has the following tasks: to review and approve the annual plan for infection control, to review and approve the infection control policies, to support the IC team and direct resources to address problem as identified, to ensure availability of appropriate supplies, to review epidemiology surveillance data and identify area for intervention, to assess the promote improved practice at all levels of healthcare facility, to ensure appropriate training in infection control and safety, to review risk associated with new technology and new devices prior to their approval for use, to review and provide input into outbreak the investigations. The role of an ICN: identify, investigate, and monitor functions, hazards, practice, and then procedures. Participate in the preparation of documents relating to service specification and quality standards. Participate in training and educational programs and in membership of relevant committees where infection control input is needed. Educate individuals and groups about the risk, prevention, transmission, and control of infection, disease-specific care, appropriate precaution, and appropriate assessments. Investigate, manage, and conduct surveillance of suspected and confirmed outbreaks of infection. Training and education under the supervision of ICO. Increase awareness among patient and visitors about infection control. Maintain infection control standard and then policies. Let me see the infection control manual. Every hospital should have a nosocomial infection prevention manual or a hospital associated infection prevention manual containing recommended instructions and practices for patient care. The manual should be developed and updated by the infection control team and reviewed and approved by the committee. It must be made readily available for healthcare workers and updated in a timely fashion. First one, surveillance, and then second one, preventive active, and then third one, staff training. Let me see one by one. In surveillance, definition. It is the outgoing systematic collection and analysis and an interpretation of health data essential to the planning and then implementation and evaluation of healthcare practices. Purpose of surveillance. Reduce infection rates within a hospital. And then second one, identify outbreak. And then third one, conveniencing medical personnel. And then fourth one, evaluating control measures. And then surveillance activities, operative procedures, critical care unit, medical ICU, surgical ICU, and then newborn ICU or septic ICU, targeted surveillance, and then outbreak investigation. Aiming at preventing spread of infection, treating all patients in the healthcare facility with the same basic levels of standard precautions involves work practice that are essential to provide a high level of protection to patients and the healthcare workers and visitors. எப்ப என்ன சாப்பிட வாங்கிட்டு வர போறீங்க? அங்க சோறு இருக்கு, மீன் இருக்கிற அத்தனை மீனும் கொஞ்சம் தான் இருக்கு. சோறு வேஸ்டா விடும்ல. சோறு நாளைக்கு வச்சுக்கலாமா? சோறையா சுத்திய பொரியல நூடுல்ஸ் எனக்கு வேணாம், எனக்கு சோறு தான் வேணும். சாரி, நான் ஷூட்டிங்ல இருக்கிறேன், அப்புறம் பேசுறேன். ஆமா, பிபிடி எனக்கு அது கொஞ்சம் குழப்பமா இருக்கு. நீ வா, கொஞ்சம் மட்டும் சொல்லித்தான் நான் அப்புறம் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். அது இல்ல, அது சரி நீங்க வாங்க, நான் ஷூட்டிங்ல இருக்கிறேன், வாங்க. Aim at preventing spread of infection, treating all patients. Standard precautions. These measures must be applied during every patient care, during exposure to any potentially infected material or body fluids as blood and others. And then components is A, B, C, D. A means hand washing, and then barrier precaution, and then sharp disposal and handling of contaminated material. First one, hand washing. Its main thing, it helps to prevent many of the diseases. Hand washing is the single most effective precaution for prevention of infection transmission between patient and then staff. Hand washing with plain soap is mechanical removal of soil and transient bacteria for 10 to 15 seconds. Hand antiseptic is removal and destroy of transient flora using antimicrobial soap or alcohol-based hand rub. It's for 60 seconds. Let me see the techniques of hand washing. First one, wash hand with water. And then second one, apply enough soap to cover all hand surfaces. And then third one, rub hands palm to palm. And then fourth one, rub back of each hand with palm of other hand with fingers interlaced. And then fifth one, rub palm to palm with fingers interlaced. And then sixth one, rub with back of fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlaced. And then seventh one, rub with thumb clamp in opposite hand using and rotation movement. And then eighth step, rub tips of fingers in opposite palm in a circular movement. And then ninth step, rub each wrist with opposite hand. And then 10th step, rinse hands with water. And then 11th step, use elbow to turn off the tap. And then 12th step, dry thoroughly with a single use towel. And then final step, hand washing should take 15 to 30 minutes only. And then let me see the barrier precautions. A general term referring to any method or device used to reduce contact with potentially infections, body fluids including facial mask, double gloving, and fluid resistant gowns, and then gloves, and then protective eyewear, and then mask, and then apron, and then gown, and then boots, shoes covers, cap or hair cover. Sharp disposal. Sharps are objectives are devices that have been used in patient care, medical research, or industrial laboratories. Sharp can be glass, metal, or plastic with rigid corners, sharp edges, or producing pieces that can slice, scrape, or pierce the skin. The sharp may include acupuncture needle, and then broken glass or capillary tubes, blood vials, scalpel blades, syringes with and without needles, suture needles, trauma scene ways that can cut, slice, or piece, culture dishes and slides, tubing with needles, and then finally needles and then tubing. Next, we are going to see additional precaution or transmission based precaution. In additional precautions are taken while ensuring standard precautions are maintained. Additional precautions include airborne precautions, and then second one droplet precautions, and then final one contact precautions. Handling of contaminated material means proper biomedical waste management should be there. What is biomedical waste? Let me see the definition. Waste generated during the diagnosis, testing, treatment, research, or producing on biological products for humans and animals. World Health Organization estimates 85% of hospital waste is non-hazardous and 10% of infectious, and then 5% is non-infectious. Let me see the sources of biomedical waste. There are two types, major sources and then minor sources. First, we are going to see major sources. Hospitals, laboratory, and then research centers, animal research, and then blood banks, and then nursing homes, and then mortuaries, and then autopsy center. And then let me see minor sources. Clinics, dental clinics, home care, cosmetic clinics, and then paramedics, and then funeral services, and then institutions. Waste shop is an example, needles, and then discarded medicines. It may be tablets and then medicines. And then human anatomical waste. It means organ disposal and then tissues and then blood products. And then soil waste. For an example, cotton swabs and then gauze. Let me see the risk waste by one. First one, chemical waste, and then second one, pathological waste, and then third one, pressurized container, and then fourth one, infectious waste, and then pharmaceutical waste, and then waste with high, and then next genotoxic waste, and then sharp. In the chemical waste, for an example, laboratory reagents, and then disinfections, and then solvents. In pathological waste, body parts, and then blood, and then other fluids. In then pressurized container, gas cylinders, and then cortis, and then aerosol cans. And then infectious waste, lab cultures, waste from isolation, and then wards, waste from isolation wards, and then tissues, and then etc. And then pharmaceutical waste, expired or no longer needed pharmaceuticals. And then waste with high heavy metal content, barriers, broken thermometers, and blood pressure gauges. And then genotoxic waste, cytotoxic drugs, and then genotoxic chemical. Let me see the sharps, needles, infusion sets, scalpels, knives, and then blades. Let me see the category of biomedical waste schedule. Liquid waste, waste generated from the laboratory and washing, cleaning, housekeeping, and then disinfecting activities. In incineration ash, ash from incineration of any biomedical waste. In chemical waste, chemicals used in production of biologicals, chemicals used in disinfecting as incidents, and then etc. Color coding for segregation of BMW. Let me see the color and then waste and then treat. First one, yellow color, and then second one, red color, and then third one, blue color or white color, and then final one, black color. First one, yellow color. Waste, human and animal anatomical waste are microbial waste and soil, cotton, dressings, gas, linen, and beddings, and then etc. The treat is incineration or W. And then let me see the red colored tubings, catheters, and then IV set. All the plastic items. Treat, autoclaving, and then microwaving, and then chemical treatment. In blue color or white color, waste sharps, for an example, needles, syringes, scalpels, blades, and then etc. Treat, autoclaving, microwaving, and then chemical treatment, and then destruction or shredding. Final one, the black color. Discarded medicines, cytotoxic drugs, then incineration as chemical waste. Chemical waste means all the chemical products. Treat, disposable in landfills. Management of biomedical waste. Staff training. Staff health promotion and education. First one, HCW or at a risk of acquiring infection, they can also transmit infection to patient and other employee. And then second one, employee health history must be reviewed. Immunization recommendation to be considered. Release from work if sick, occupation injury must be notified. And then final one, continuous education to improve practices, better performance to new techniques. And then master institutional infection control orientation and in service education program for all level of staffs, and then wards, then departmental services training program. It means the ward staff or ward in charge or ward supervisor conducting this program, and they are helping to train the staffs. It helps to prevent the infection control. And then final one, infection control seminar, workshop, and then symposia. And then head, the administrators or supervisor or in charge conduct the seminars and then workshop and then symposia. Let me summarize the topic. In infection control, we are done with definitions and then infection control and then objectives of infection control. It helps to know the infection control and then strategy to achieve infection control and then importance of infection control. It helps to know the importance of infection control and how to prevent the infection also, and then safety methods also. We are learning about the safety methods also. And then hospital infection control program. We are all know about that hospital infection control program. And then know about the nosocomial infections. And then the important components of the infection control program. And then organization of an infection control program. And then infection control committees. And then infection control team. And then infection control manual. And then team members to be authorized. The ICC has the following tasks. We are seeing about very briefly, and then team members work also. And then the role of ICN. And then the infection control manual, and then surveillance, and then preventive activity, and then staff training, and then definitions, and then purpose of surveillance activities, and then aiming at preventing spread of infection, standard precautions, because it's very important. We are know about hand washing techniques, and then barrier precautions, and then how to dispose the sharp, and then handling of contaminated materials, and then hand washing techniques with soap and water, and then barrier precautions, and then sharp disposal very deeply, and then additional precautions. It helps to prevent the airborne disease and waterborne disease, and then droplet. And then biomedical waste, and then World Health Organization estimates, and then sources of medical waste. We are briefly seeing about major sources and then minor sources, and then risk waste, and then category of biomedical waste schedules, and then color coding for segregations, and then management of biomedical waste and staffing training, and then staff health promotion and education. That's all about my class.